Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Nearly 20 Rochester police officers responded to several fights at MLK Park overnight. Police say it was mostly teens who were at the park after it closed, violating the recent restrictions put in place to avoid dangerous situations such as the one last night. Gio Battaglia joins us from MLK Park now with the latest from police on what happened and the plan moving forward. Gio.
Teresa, good evening. MLK Park started closing every night at 8 p.m. since that shooting, that late night shooting nearly 2 weeks ago. With last night's holiday bringing many people to the area, Rochester police say roughly 150 to 200 teens came here at around 11 p.m. and started fighting. Now, with Rochester Police's increased presence, they say they were able to respond quickly and efficiently.
What we continue to do, so obviously after last night's incident, so after the double shooting there a couple weeks ago, we got together with other departments heads in the city. We got together with city security and said, okay, how can we address this problem? What can we do to prevent things like the shooting from occurring again? And that's what's provided the additional resources down there.
Rochester Police Captain Greg Bello says it did take a while to get the teens out of the downtown area. Since announcing the adjusted hours at MLK Park, Rochester police staff have honed in on the cameras that were installed in that area. I got an inside look of the room where these are always on. Captain Bello says the adjusted hours and the focused watch on the area has helped prevent shootings and other issues. Now, while there were no injuries in the fights that happened overnight, there were also no arrests made. The reasoning for that, Captain Bello says the focus lies on getting the people out of the area.
We're very limited in what we can do in terms of recourse towards juveniles. Juveniles aren't eligible for most arrests here in New York State, so it's not, and those arrests that are made are typically appearance tickets, and so in this case it'd be a municipal code ticket for being in the park after hours. So the goal is to disperse versus getting into uses of force and having to draw a significant number additional officers down there to write tickets.
And while the cameras and increased presence at the park is helping, Captain Bello told me there is still work to be done.
Those are the conversations that are going to be had after last night's incident to see, okay, what else can we do? Because it is still creating a nuisance to the neighbors in that area. You've got the large apartment building there, and they don't want that occurring outside their apartment building. And so now we're going to go back and look at our plan and say, okay, what can we do differently? What can we do better? What worked? What didn't work? And then we're going to continue to move forward and continue to address that park.
And Rochester police say they will be meeting with neighbors, people who live in this area, to hear their concerns and address them as best they can. Until then, they will continue to monitor the cameras and keep that increased police presence here at MLK Park. Reporting at MLK Park, Gio Battaglia, News 8.